Welcome to the 15th edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic again, and we're going to do this a little bit differently for New Japan because they're assholes. I am Tiger Height.
And I am still your Majestic champion of the world.
He tied. It's not a win.
I didn't tie. I didn't tie. We did an audit. Remember the audit?
Oh, that's right. No, you won.
I won by one. So we had both.
No. We did tie.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Because I thought I was up one.
So I won with some bullshit. But this was the first time where we had all four all four of us. So like he and I and then our parental units.
Yes.
Collectively doing the predictions, and we tied.
Yes. So we're going to first talk about Summer Struggle and in Nagoya with Sho and Yo, Robbie Eagles taking on DOUKI, Yoshinobu, Kanemaru, and El Desperado. And it was Sho, Yo, and Robbie Eagles to win with a roll-up on Desperado by Robbie Eagles. That's right. That's kind of where that started. I thought, actually, this was a very good opening match.
Yeah, better than the other one. It was better than the other opening match.
By a mile. It was just like such a difference. There we go. Much better with my notes right here.
Right.
So next is our General Chaos versus Bullet Club match with YOSHI-HASHI, Hirooki, Goto, Rocky Romero, and Ryusuke Taguchi taking on Jado, Yujiro, Takahashi, Phantasmo, and Taiji Ishimori. And it was an ankle lock on Jado, so Jado obviously ate the pin. What does he have?
Jado always eats the pin because
it's Jado. It's Jado. He doesn't have anything left to prove. I mean, goddamn, he's one of those legendary tag team wrestlers, which we'll talk about when we learn some wrestling. But it was Chaos to win, and the match was It meant nothing.
Right.
Like, I couldn't. You couldn't.
It was your very typical 4-on-4. No one cared.
Right. Toru Yano and Kazuchika Okada took on
Great Okada and Jeff Kabu.
And it was an interesting finish to a really bad match.
It was a bad match.
This was a very bad match.
I loved the finish with Toru Yano. Toru Yano won, beat Great Okada by countout, but he
handcuffed him to the bottom frame of the ring.
Yeah.
So Great Okada couldn't get back into the ring. Which
it was obviously a setup. It was obviously a spot. Great Okada, always being a team player, went with it. It was great. Kazuchika and Okada and
I swear to God, so
Kazuchika Okada and Jeff Kabu are just doing their own thing.
And so here's my thing. It took them like an eternity to find some handcuff keys to get them out.
Right.
Do they not realize that handcuff keys are universal to a standard handcuff? Did it really take them to forge handcuff keys to get handcuff keys?
Yes.
I swear to God there was a police officer right there with handcuff keys, but they made that
there are no police.
So much more challenging.
Remember, Adam, Japan defunded the police.
This is true.
Well, their culture is hell of a lot different. We're not going to get into that, but
that'd be a whole video within of itself.
Their police officers are a little bit different out there.
Yes,
that way.
It was still a very bad idea.
Yes.
Anyway, so Master Wato. So it was not Kota Ibushi. This is wrong. It was Tomoaki Honma.
Fake news.
Okay, well, they did not update it until later because they did not know the status of Kota Ibushi until much later.
Right.
Taking on DOUKI and Shingo Takagi.
Takagi.
I said Takagi.
Yes, you want to say Takahashi. I know you do.
I almost did because I'm American.
So anyways, it was Master Wato versus who?
It was Master Wato and Tomoaki Honma taking on Shingo Takagi and Bushi.
That's right.
And it was LIJ to win with the Last of the Dragon. Master Wato definitely shined in this match.
Oh, yeah.
Of like any person to really benefit from a match like this, it was Master Wato.
Yep, and he did.
Which we really don't see, but I like seeing the evolution of Master Wato. It's definitely there. We will be talking about something that's very interesting regarding the heavyweights and the junior heavyweights here in a minute. But let's continue on with this. with our first premiere match. This was the premiere match. Evil versus Tomohiro Ishii.
What a wonderful match.
This was a great match. There are some people who have that kind of chemistry. These two have it.
Right.
And I really thought this was really good. The problem that I saw, at the very least a little bit, was I felt like they kind of went a little half-assed on it. Just because, the night after this one, it was Wrestle Grand Slam.
Right.
But it's don't half-ass a show because reasons.
Right.
This is a big rivalry match too.
Right.
And it's really hard to do that. But it was an Everything is Evil for Evil to actually win.
Nice.
With a ton of bullshit. And it was a really good match because I always like Evil matches. And finally, main event, it was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kenta. What a fucking awesome match.
Wow.
This was a very good match.
Yes.
And obviously, so Katsuyori Shibata came out to join on commentary because obviously with Kenta and Shibata's rivalry, there was obviously that kind of interest in it. And Shibata did get involved in the match.
I am definitely looking at a future.
They're setting it up. So number one, before we get into it, it was a high fly flow for Hiroshi to win the match. They're obviously setting up Kenta versus Shibata for Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah. If they do it any earlier than that, I'm going to be personally offended and triggered. Because
and he's going to go right on his Tumblr.
Oh, 100%. Oh, I mean, hashtag cancel NJPW. I mean, cancel NJPW for a lot of fucking reasons. We're still fighting you, and trust me, we're going to win. So don't even bother.
Hence why we are doing this format.
Right. Hence why we're doing this format, because you guys are a bunch of assholes, and you know we're going to win, so don't even try. I do have a lawyer on standby, by the way. Anyway, it was a very good match. Right. I will say that. The only problem is I felt like it was a little clunky. It felt like there were big blocks of...
Yes, there were big blocks of nothing with little blocks of...
And then there was
and
then all of a sudden, for no reason at all, there was blocks of really sloppy wrestling, which you just don't see from Kenta or Tanahashi. Once again, I feel like either somebody was hurt or they're going half-assed. It was one of the two.
Right.
But overall, Summer Struggle in Nagoya was fine. Really, the only reason we watched this show was because of the final two matches. Right. Because these are big rivalries.
Right.
So we wanted to make sure that we had the proper context for the rivalries and made sure that we had closure for those. But that was kind of my review. Pinko, do you have anything to add?
Nope. Do you want to move straight in, or do you want to take a break here?
We'll take a break. So when we come back, we will talk about Wrestle Grand Slam.
All right.
So let's try this for a third time. We're not only going to make Pro Wrestling Majestic again, but we're going to make New Japan Pro Wrestling if they don't take us down Majestic again. Peanut Gallery. This was a setup match.
And apparently we're also making this podcast Majestic again.
I have moved the mouse away from the stop and start recording part. It's not going to happen. So don't worry.
This is all set up.
It was
set up for tag team division, a setup for a singles division.
Right.
Let's move on.
Once again, we have a setup for tag team. We have a setup for singles. We have a setup for a bunch of different things. Let's move on. And that's really what these tag team things are setups to whatever.
And
some of them are better than others, like the last match. It was a good match, and then this match was kind of dog shit.
Yeah.
This match, once again, Toru Yano and Great Khan.
But this one actually had a story behind it because, of course, Chaos and United Empire, my favorite team of all time, have a little bit of a thing going. So I'm kind of liking it.
Right.
Because Okada, I think, has been in a rivalry with someone from United Empire for a year and a half now.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's with Jeff Cobb, and then he was with Ospreay, and now he's with Cobb. It's like... He's going to be with Aaron Hanare here in a minute as soon as Aaron gets back from New Zealand.
Right. Great Khan is just amazing and should continue to do whatever he's doing.
Well, except for being in the KOPW tournament because he definitely deserves better than that.
Oh, God. Everyone deserves better than that.
Master Wado, so obviously Kotobushi was...
Master Wado is also one of my favorites going into this.
He's quickly becoming there. Bushi is a really good, reliable worker. I kind of wish he was treated with more respect personally.
Right.
It was really just promo. Now, the initial setup, obviously, it's hard to make this majestic again because of outside circumstances.
Right. If you're a fan of Pokemon, Ruby and Sapphire, Master Wado is like the Wally. He's getting there. He's getting stronger.
Right.
As time goes on.
he's kind of like the newest young lion that's just getting better and better as age goes on. And, I mean, you could kind of have the same argument with Great Khan. But Great Khan is on such a different level than Master Wado.
Master Wado is more of that technician sort of thing, which makes sense with Kota Ibushi.
And he's also a junior, which is great for that junior division. I just kind of wish he would face more of some juniors. I would like to see him taking it on like El Desperado or Robbie Eagles at some point, but it is what it is.
Right.
This was such a great rivalry. And it was a great blow-off.
This was a good blow-off.
I could not have written this better.
And in context, it's a good blow-off match because...
Oh, those are my shoes. So this right here, this is making pro wrestling majestic again. Yes. Right here. This match, a great rivalry.
Yep.
It felt like a grudge slugfest fight kind of feel, and I love it. Mm-hmm. You could definitely tell the emotion in it, which, once again, kudos to the wrestlers. Yeah, will you stop playing with the cord?
I'm sorry, I like playing with cords.
Well, you're going to ruin the audio, so cut it out.
I am.
So, once again, you could not have written
This match was kind of meaningless in the face of the person at commentary, but what a good set. It was a good setup. It's going to set up for a big match that we're obviously all looking forward to. Yada, yada, yada.
Kenta, and Shibata, and then Hiroshi Tanahashi picking up the win, where with this win, it justifies him being the replacement for Grand Slam.
Right.
So I'm not actually mad about that.
Right.
Because, And then
Kenta feeling the pain of the loss.
He's going to go after a Shibata, which is great because we need a blow-off for that. Anyway, let's talk about this. Okay, they're not done with this rivalry. They're clearly not.
No, they're not. They're not done with either tag team rivalry at this rate.
Right.
Which is fine.
I feel like you were a little crabby to actually enjoy this match for what it was.
I was very crabby. I did not enjoy this match.
It was a really good it was an okay match. I did like it. The problem is that it felt really long. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if they picked up the pace just a little bit more with maybe some more rest instead of a prolonged rest, which is what I felt like this match was, I would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
But it really never got out of second gear. It was pretty much on first gear in a cruise. I'd rather have it go up to fourth gear and then go down to 2. Up to fourth and down to 2. You need that balance, but when you're here, it doesn't do anything for anybody. But with the mega coaches getting screwed with the low blow and everything, they're going to have this match again. And I feel like they're waiting for more people to have the opportunity to be in the crowd, which I don't mind. Romero and Taguchi are going to win these belts at some point in time. Yeah. It's just going to happen. Yeah. I just don't see any other tag team taking it off of Ishimori and Phantasmo.
No.
Overall, I thought at least for what they could do with it, it was fine. I'm not mad about it. I thought the rivalry into it was really good, so I can't be mad about it. This was awesome.
It was.
I couldn't have written this better at all. The people surprised with Robbie Eagles showing up on camera, to the setup with all the tags, to even the match itself with the storytelling within the match itself. You couldn't have written this better.
Right.
And especially with getting people to talk.
Yep.
They're obviously going to do a rematch either at Destruction, because they're not doing... I mean, they could possibly do Dominion. I don't know when the hell they're going to do that. Dominion's usually in August.
No, Dominion...
Oh, Dominion was before. Never mind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Dominion's in June.
I'm talking about Destruction.
Oh.
Destruction is usually the big pay-per-view before Wrestle Kingdom. So they could do that. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Because usually Destruction's like October, November.
So they still have until October. It is almost the end of July. So let's give it a few months here, okay?
Right. I don't mind it. Even if
tip.
Now, even if they wait until like Wrestle Kingdom, it's going to be a rematch, and it's going to be a great rematch.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I think they're waiting for Hiromu for Wrestle Kingdom, and then they're going to be doing this rematch at Destruction. That's just kind of what I'm thinking they're doing, and that will make Pro Wrestling Majestic again, and the junior heavyweight thing Majestic again. Unfortunately, one of the two are probably going to go up to heavyweights, even though they're not heavyweights. Anyway,
we've already talked about this, so there's...
I will say one thing. I was somewhat disappointed in
you were disappointed in... Were you disappointed in the match itself or the winner of the match?
I was actually somewhat disappointed in the match. I mean, it was a good match, don't get me wrong, but I feel like that they missed a lot of special moments that could have happened with this match, and they did not have that.
You know why? Because there weren't as many fans in the crowd.
Unfortunately,
they're waiting.
Unfortunately, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We had this with a tag team match that had so many special moments where people got really excited for this. Where Okada was going to hit a drop kick on Great-O-Khan and Jeff Cobb runs in there and catches him. We did not get any of that special moments really with this match.
Also, Great-O-Khan in a suit.
Right. It's
Muy
awesome.
Fantastico.
You can't blame that. I mean, the ending I thought was fine because they kept Jeff Cobb strong.
And obviously this is
especially with Will Ospreay being out for as long as he's going to. With neck injury, you're going to be out for at least 10 months. Yeah. They're keeping at least somebody that is competent in wrestling to the extent of Cobb strong. Now, and that's fine, but I just felt like there was some magic there that was missing.
Will Ospreay has a thing with Babe Priestley, right? Priestley?
I think they're engaged, if I'm not mistaken.
Because Babe Priestley's on NXT UK now.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that people knew.
Yeah, she's like, I think she's like called Blair Davenport or something like that.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Right. It was just kind of like out of nowhere. Anyway,
so
like I said, there was just
that's
not
an item.
There was just not that magic that I expected from this match, and I was just kind of like let down by it. Now this match was awesome, but once again, this is where the fucking ending pissed me off.
Fuck!
Why did the Dangerous Tekkers win this? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you have...
Why are you playing hot potato with this fucking title?
I hate it when fucking people play hot potato with the titles. Right?
At least this is with the tag team titles. But still, New Japan is not known for playing hot potato with their fucking titles.
And they're doing it with this, and it's like, why? What are you guys doing? Are you guys trying to pop a rating? Are you guys trying to do something? No. Have just really good matches. People are going to be flocked to you anyway. You guys had 6,200 people in Tokyo Dome during lockdown.
Tokyo Domer.
Well, during another state of emergency. Not during lockdown, but state of emergency. I mean, goddamn, there are people watching your shit. Don't worry. People are going to watch it. We fucking clearly watch, and you guys flag us all the time.
Right.
Now we're going to win. Don't think we're not. If not, we're going to get litigious.
So anyways...
I will continue to threaten you.
I do like the addition of the third team. I think it's going to make for a very interesting
with Goto and Hashi.
It's going to make for a very interesting dynamic.
It's a very interesting dynamic. But the problem is, where the hell are the Gorillas to Destiny?
Who cares?
Okay. I mean, obviously, there are some really good teams in this now.
They're stuck in fucking Fiji for all I care. Let's just talk about the good teams.
They're a good team.
Well, we don't need them. Anyways.
I mean, we really don't right now.
Anyways, because, we have Los Ingobernables.
Okay, so here's the thing. Given the circumstances of what they were given, obviously the health and safety of a competitor comes top priority.
Right.
And if they do not believe that Kota Ibushi was ready to get back into the ring, I'm going to trust the medical...
Ibushi was on a fucking ventilator yesterday. You think he's going to
Was he really?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought he was.
No,
wow.
I'm just like,
Can you not do that?
I mean, he had pneumonia, so.
I mean, he had pneumonia to the point of where he could not compete for the week. But now, keep in mind, with COVID, I feel like the restrictions are going to be there. But pneumonia is nothing to mess with.
No,
it really isn't.
You don't mess with that.
And still, nobody knows how this guy got this. It wasn't from anything vaccine or COVID related. He tested negative for COVID. His full vaccine was there, and he had it for weeks. Yeah. So there was no reason for this.
He I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
It was probably just a victim of circumstance because everybody had their fucking masks off all of a sudden.
He probably went to Buffalo Wild Wings and picked his nose.
Probably.
Sounds like something from experience because I had that same thing.
Right. Well,
Twice this year.
Yeah, you had. Well, the second time you didn't have COVID. The first time you did.
Yes.
The second time you just had a cold, which now you just finally kicked.
Yep.
Most pain in the ass thing.
So what happens? I start a new job. I go to Buffalo Wild Wings. I pick my nose, and then I get a sickness.
Because apparently peanut gallery is a child. But with what they were given, with what they were given with the injury, with the last minute replacement with Tanahashi, they did a very good job.
They did. It wasn't the best match in the world, but obviously they had like 5 hours to prepare for this match. So
right. With Tanahashi beating KENTA, he was obviously a very good possible contender for the belt.
Yep.
And with that being said, I think they're waiting for Okada for later, like with Destruction or something, before they want to do that.
Yep.
Depending on what they're going to go with. Actually, they might even wait for Evil and then do something really cool for Wrestle Kingdom later.
Evil.
And once again, you put Evil, who won his match against Ishii, once again, possible contender, could have easily fit within this criterion. But then no, they're waiting for Evil. Now Evil is a credible contender going for the belt, where a lot of people were saying, oh, he's not a credible. It was just a fluke, blah, blah, blah. No, Evil is here to stay as a heavyweight, top title contender, and I'm happy about it. Because Evil's a damn good wrestler. He's a damn great heel. He has a great character, and I'm ready for that shit.
So, I think that's all we got for this week.
I have a thing on my lip. I don't know what it is.
Anyways.
It's like a boogie. Anyway.
We're going to talk about next week. So next week we have a very special episode coming up.
Yes.
This is actually an idea that I have had, and it's going to be
this is how Peanut Gallery told me it was going to be. So we'll obviously do wrestling lesson and heckling.
Yep.
But it will be the next WWE pay-per-view booked as a New Japan style event. Alternatively, a New Japan pay-per-view booked as a WWE-style pay-per-view event.
And we have, obviously, all the criteria are in place.
Right, based on the rivalries that we have, It has to be a full card.
It's as if the pay-per-view was next weekend.
Right.
And I, as the champion, get first dibs as to who is going to do what.
Right.
And I am going to announce that not right now because I don't feel like it.
Wow.
So you'll just have to wait until next week and figure out who it is.
If you want to see Peanut Gallery play tiddly fuck with your emotions, go ahead and follow us on our social media, which is linked in the link tree down below. Also, check out our Patreon, where if we get enough people, we'll be adding shows such as Impact Plus and GHC or Pro Wrestling Noah, etc., etc.
GHC.
Well, that is what those titles are called. They're GHC champions.
I know. I'm just thinking about this. I'm just thinking about the Matt Cardona win against Nick Gage.
Oh, that's GCW.
Oh,
that's Game Changer Wrestling.
Oh, I'm thinking about something else then.
No, GHC is Guillaume Heavyweight Champions or something like that. It's like IWGP for New Japan Pro Wrestling Champions.
Oh, see, apparently I'm an idiot.
Right. Oh, that was crazy anyway. GCW is something that we might be adding to it because they are making some big headways. But we'll be adding some cool indie shows, so if you ever want to check that out, become a patron. It's like $5 to get new content and exclusive merch. And when we make the Make Pro Wrestling Majestic Again merch, you guys will get it first if you sign up with some coupon codes. So don't hesitate for that. Subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, tell New Japan to not flag us, and as always, be
majestic.